What's up, kinfolk? It's RJ Young. I am not on a step mill. Look, there's a lot of things that we could get into today, and one of them is most definitely going to be Mike Gundy and the college football season that is being debated in the middle of April when we're used to hearing about spring football and the Masters dominating the headlines, but we are in the middle of a pandemic, and every day it looks like everything's moving all the time. But the thing that is still going on is recruiting, and recruiting at a high level. You've heard me go on about what Ohio State is doing right now as a staff with their 21 class. Has not been done before. They have opened up an 80-point lead in the 247 Sports composite, which is bonkers, right? You usually don't see 80 points between number 1 and number 10 in the rankings, and they have that much of a margin between them and Clemson. And then to add to this real willy-nilly 21 class, North Carolina is in the top 5 after pulling kiddo after kiddo, and they still are in the running for Will Shipley, who is the best all-purpose back available in the 21 class. This is after just losing out on Evan Pryor, who committed to Ohio State and is from the North Carolina region and area. But with Oklahoma sitting at 21 and having lots of irons in the fire, one of the questions that gets brought to me more often than not is, RJ, where the hell are the defensive tackles? To which I said, hey, look, they just sent out an offer to a top junior college defensive tackle who is Isaiah Coe. Tremendous film, 6'3", 305 pounds, probably slims down a little bit to play in Alex Grinch's scheme, which led me to Alex Grinch's scheme. What we're going to miss from spring practice, as much as I want to see Spencer Rattler, as much as I want to see the 2019 class come into its own, as much as I really want to believe that you're going to see some good things out of the likes of Ramondre Stevenson, even when he's missing those first 5 games, see some good things out of TJ Pledger for sure, and then get our first glimpses of Seth McGowan, along with Marvin Mims, national record holder when it comes to single season receiving yards, and the Texas State record holder for career receiving yards. I really want to see the defensive line, right? I want to see the defensive line because I think whenever college football gets started, that you're going to see so much youth on that defensive line that you're not necessarily going to feel good about it. Jalen Redmond was already going to be limited for spring practice even before all of this got put on hold. Ronnie Perkins is out for the first 5 games of the season, we think, right? I'm sure that some appeal is going on to try to get him, Trajan Bridges, and Ramondre Stevenson back. But let's work as if, right? Then you add to that, there is no Neville Gallimore, who is a fringe first-round pick, probably goes in the second round, tremendous hands. We know what kind of a player he was for OU and the anchor in the middle. But there's also no Dylan Famatau, right? There's no Q Overton. That means you're going to be relying on the likes of Marcus Hicks, who I believe is tremendously talented and I think is ready to take on that burden of being an alpha in the middle after coming up as a wide side defensive end. You're also going to be really counting on these junior college kiddos in Josh Ellison and Perion Winfrey to step up right away. And I was feeling good about that because they were early enrollees, but now that's out the door. What they got was winter training with Benny Wiley, which can't be discounted. What they got was meetings with Calvin Thibodeaux, get to meet with Jamar Cain, and get to talk with Alex Grinch about where they fit in the scheme. But they do not have reps. And the thing that we all know to be true about football is that you need reps. You need to play as a unit. You need to play together. You need drills to be good. Bill Bedenbaugh comes into Oklahoma's offensive line coach a few years back. One of the first things that he does is make their individual groups smaller so they can get more reps in, so they can be more technically sound. And they'll run the same drills over and over and over. And they got so good at one play in particular, guard, tackle, counter, pull, that it has become a staple of not only what they're doing, but what OU football is becoming known for. It ain't the air raid offense. It's Heisman Trophy quarterbacks and Bill Bedenbaugh's offensive line demolishing front sevens. That's where you were headed with Alex Grinch and Calvin Thibodeaux on that defensive line with this first year under their belt. You could see what it could be. And when it was going well, it was going really well. They were getting 9 sacks against Sam Ehlinger. They were knocking Charlie Brewer out of the game and then Gary Bohannon out of the game, and they were left with Jacob Zener in the Big 12 championship game. The defense helped win football games for the first time in 3 years. Now I wonder how much of a step back in Oklahoma might take on that defensive line because of what we're seeing right now in that everything is a video conference. Everything is virtual. There is no gym open for you to necessarily stay in the best of shape. I get making your own gym. I'm doing a bunch of push-ups at the house. I'm doing 1,000 a day. I'm doing 1,000 sit-ups a day. I am getting all these bruises on my knees and swelling in my knees from doing all of this road work. But you know what? It does not come close to me being able to go into the gym, put iron on the bar, and go lift, right? That's a big part of it. Getting bigger, stronger, but also bigger, stronger with purpose. Getting bigger, stronger, faster with the intent of having one job, right? And if it is playing football, it's playing defensive tackle. It is learning to play in that speed D, where he wants them slimmer and faster, bigger, rangier. He wants X-Men on his defense. Like, I was real skeptical of this idea of Alex Grinch saying, hey, I can get slimmer up front and I can get longer and rangier in the back and I'll be great. I'll be like, yeah, everybody wants to be slimmer, faster up front and longer, rangier in the back. But, you know, we like rainbows and unicorns too. And what did he do? He went and found a 6'3", 215-pound safety in Justin Harrington. He went and found a 6'2", 200-pound safety in Bryson Washington. He went and found all of these dudes that are coming in to play in his defense, and he was managing to convince guys that have been playing around 330, 315 to slim down to 296 and 270, and it would work. Hercules Mataafa showed us what this defense could do at Washington State as a 6'2", 252-pound defensive tackle, and all he did was become an All-American. It's possible, but it's impossible without reps. You need reps. And as I continue to think about this thing, and I think about how it's going to affect college football, you're going to have to put more money on the teams that are experienced and already know what they're doing, and even less on the teams that have either new personnel or new schemes that they're trying to implement in 2020. Already a weird season, gonna be even weirder.